glamour, personality and plot, Spurs United has always had the lot, nor would it seem that today bucks that trend. Normally, the debut of an £8 million defender would hog the headlines, and Dean Richards duly takes his bow in what remains a back four. But today, he's eclipsed by Teddy Sheringham, skippering against the club with whom he enjoyed his greatest career moments. Included in which, of course, was a treble, the Premiership leg of which was clinched by an Andy Cole goal against Spurs. Cole starts with Van Nistelrooy today. Beckham makes it. Unfit, though, are York, Brown and Giggs, and Nicky Butt, as expected, gets the call into midfield in place of the suspended Roy Keane. Jeff Winter is the referee. Tottenham is the ticket to have in town today. Now let the show live up to billing. Short, sharp shower just before kick-off has given way to sunshine. The surface is ideal. And there are players on show here to use that surface. Poyet. Sheringham. A day that will be so important to him, meeting and greeting friends and now foes. This is Butt, Scholes. Tackle from Torrico, foul from Torrico, says Jeff Winter. The Argentine just missed timing his arrival. Scholes, Butt, Verón, Van Nistelrooy. Nice movement from Manchester United, and Butt looking up and having a crack. 10 months since his last goal in the Premiership. But the instinct remains. Butt got in there ahead of Ziga. But of the two lifted feet, it was Butt's that is considered worthy of a free kick, and Butt also had a hand up, which made contact with the ball. And whether for the hand or for the reaction to the award of a free kick, Nicky Butt is booked by Jeff Winter. And the fact the referee's taken it on 10 yards indicates that the caution was for dissent at the decision. Ziga's free kick. Poyet coming round the back, and Irwin slicing horribly behind for a corner. Less than a quarter of an hour into his opening game. Dean Richards breaks his Tottenham duck for Glenn Hoddle, who worked so hard to invest in him. The delivery was ideal, the dart to the near post was expert, and the finish was deft. Dean Richards is a Tottenham man. Richards away from Van Nistelrooy. Butt picking up the pieces. Scholes wide for Neville. Beckham's come inside momentarily. Van Nistelrooy. Good turn. And Cole. And Perry making a nuisance. And Verón firing it back and over. Van Nistelrooy so industrious and so stubborn in the way he held it up for Manchester United in tandem with Cole here on the edge of the Spurs box. And when finally there was an outlet, Verón lifted it high. Torrico slithered but kept it away from Scholes. Ziga, Poyet, Ferdinand. Onside for Tottenham here, Les Ferdinand, 2-0! Clear light between Tottenham Hotspur and the champions. And Les Ferdinand, who finished last season with a goal against Manchester United, scores his first Premiership goal of this season, also against Manchester United. Poyet's delivery ideally timed. Ferdinand with yards and seconds to think. Tottenham 2, United 0. Well, Well, Sir Alex's recent record on this ground is not great. Last two visits have resulted in 3-1 defeats. Verón. Cole, lovely touch. Richards read it very ably in front of Van Nistelrooy. Tarico. Good-looking ball and space for Poyet. And Sheringham forward, and Ferdinand forward. And Laurent Blanc going back, must have had his heart in his mouth for a moment then, as he turned it behind for a corner, two within a yard and a half or so of the near post, after Poyet had been put scuttling away by Tarico's ball up the line. Sheringham must have wondered for a moment whether that was to be his moment. Ziga with the corner. Spurs have scored from here already in the game. Beckham's defensive left. Anderton. Sheringham still. Just had a sniff, didn't he, Terry Sheringham? Steps in well, but Verón. More space here for Gary Neville, space which Christian Ziga's going over to close down. Beckham. Verón. Hamilton helped out by Freud. Releasing Ferdinand here, who can go pace for pace with Laurent Blanc. Sheringham arriving at the back of the penalty area now, and Poyet. Here is Teddy Sheringham, who's tackled by Verón. Scholes. Cole, Verón, Van Nistelrooy. Good crisp passing in the Manchester United mark. Verón, Cole, nicely taken. And away from Perry and Andy Cole. And who's the hero again? Dean Richards. When he dreamt his debut last night, Dean Richards might have come up with a tackle or two like that. He might not have dared dream a goal, but it's all gone for him up to now. Beckham's corner. And who was that again? It was Dean Richards. Tarico. Freud. Poyet. Nice little scoop down the line from Freud, and Poyet kept it in. Poyet's cross. It's three! Christian Ziga! 3.5 minutes into first half stoppage time. And Spurs are flying higher than ever they dreamt they could fly today.
Tottenham's third goal scored in stoppage time at the end of the first half from number 23.
Poyet's left-footed cross, and Ziga was all alone. Tottenham at half-time. Who could have thought it? Dean Richards on debut. Les Ferdinand, Christian Ziga, half-time at the Lane, Spurs 3, United 0, and there's more to come. Well, Manchester United did start the day as one of four clubs with a theoretical chance of leading the Barclaycard Premiership tonight. Should they achieve that now, then it would be some achievement. And they have made a half-time change at left-back with Mikhail Silvestre coming on in place of Dennis Irwin. Ferdinand backing in to Ronnie Johnson. Silvestre heading it long. And Cole winning the header, and Van Nistelrooy getting onto it and being patrolled by Richards. This is Scholes. Beckham. Neville's gone outside of it. And Neville's delivered the cross. And Cole has gone in there. And Manchester United have a goal 45 seconds into the second half, and they have a lifeline. Neville was allowed as much time and space as he wanted for the cross, and Andy Cole made the header his. 3-1 for Spurs is a familiar recent scoreline in this fixture. It's 3-1 for Spurs now, but Andy Cole's goal has come at a time which gives United hope and gives Sir Alex Ferguson, wide-eyed with hope, a chance to build. Ziga, out by Blanc. Cole. Scholes. Verón. By Neville for Beckham. And Beckham to lift it in, and Solskjaer with the header. Manchester United believe in this. And there's a nervousness around White Hart Lane now that isn't necessarily conversant with a 3-1 lead for the home side. Beckham seeking out Solskjaer. 2 goals against Ipswich last week. Back on the bench this. Beckham. Van Nistelrooy, good stop this from Manchester United. They have the power now. And Neville fires it against Richardson behind for a corner. What a big game Dean Richards is having, but it's 3-2, and it's Laurent Blanc, and it is an extraordinary game. Manchester United from 3-0 down are in the ascendant now, and Alex Ferguson chews with greater animation still.
Manchester United scored after 57
It's a
minutes
thrilling
and
fight
16
back this from the champions. It's a
Laurent Blanc.
thrilling football match. And it's Laurent Blanc's first goal in the red of United. Regulation, high, climbing, downward header. And United are back in touch. What to do now? Scholes received his misplaced pass. This is Laurent Blanc, the scorer of Manchester United's second goal, the one that has them in touch with Tottenham now, having trailed by 3 goals. Neville, Verón, Scholes, Beckham, in towards Van Nistelrooy, touched off for Cole, and then for David Beckham. Beckham's left-footed shot, got a deflection, and went behind for a corner. He's starting to engineer things now. Cole held it up nicely. Sliding challenge, Manchester United's corner, and Beckham over it. And Jonsson! Oh, big chance for Ronny Jonsson. The Norwegian centre-half, whose goal against Ipswich last week just about crossed the line, ought really to have caused someone on the line some work there. It was up against Silvestre with his arm raised there, and Jeff Winter's going to call him over. There it was. You can always make the case that it was merely a balancing arm, but it undoubtedly got the Frenchman across the face. Beckham has come inside of King. Beckham! And relying on the left foot, and testing Neil Sullivan, David Beckham. First touch was absolutely ideal. Ziga. Ferdinand. Poyet. Up by Jonsson. And Silvestre. Took it away from Poyet. Ziga tackled by Solskjaer. And then Cole. And Silvestre forward from full back. And Silvestre's cross. And Van Nistelrooy! 3-3! From nowhere to parity. Manchester United, 3 behind at the break, are all square, and there are still 20 minutes to play.
Manchester United scored after 71 minutes.
Silvestre's cross, Van Nistelrooy all alone. Boy, they have dug deep here. And they've dug deep so constructively and with such assurance. And they've found their way back into a game which seemed so certainly lost. And still there's no smile, because he is a winner, and only a winner. Away, unorthodox fashion, but Solskjaer onto it and away from Anderton. And Van Nistelrooy turning, but Richards was well placed. And then Scholes wide. Manchester United always seem to have an extra man now. And Beckham plays it in, and Cole arrives and hits the post, but the flag was up. It actually wouldn't have counted. Beckham delivers. Now, well, that is a slide rule job. Richards away. He started the day so fantastically with a headed goal, and 5 of the 6 goals have been headers. Beckham. Sylvestre, Scholes, Child, Verón for United, they lead 4-3, this is quite astonishing. Absolutely unbelievable, and finally he does smile, and boy does they smile. What a football club that is.
75 minutes, 46 seconds from number 4, Verón.
It's taken them half an hour to come from nowhere to lead. Juan Sebastian Verón. Game of 2 halves. The phrase was invented for White Hart Lane today. Ziga. Winston going back and dealing ably with it. Beckham, Van Nistelrooy. Dragged it away from Richards. It's 3-on-2 for Manchester United. It's Ruud Van Nistelrooy, it's Ole Solskjaer, it's Van Nistelrooy, and it's stopped on the line by Sullivan and Tarico together. Cole nearly put in Van Nistelrooy. Solskjaer picked up the pieces and ran away from Tarico. Solskjaer's cross has come to David Beckham in space. Beckham, 5-3! Is utterly eclipsed by Manchester United's wonderful second-half display. Beckham with time to settle, pick his spot and drive it in. And Manchester United's first away win of the season is now more or less assured. And he was never going to miss from there. Now that is peak time viewing. Black and white, chalk and cheese, 2 halves so utterly unrecognisable each from the other. And Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United have turned round a half-time deficit of 3 goals, one of which was scored on debut by Richards, into a 5-3 win for the champions. An unforgettable afternoon.
You know, you scratch your head as a manager sometimes to see your team play so well first half and dominate the game against the best team in Britain, and then come out second half and just totally be dictated to. We had a lot of cohesion to our play first half. Second half we had total opposite. It was a Jekyll and Hyde performance from both teams. United in the first half, and that was credit to us. And then second half you've got to give credit to them. They come out through caution to the wind and prove what a class side they are with the way they clinically finished.
Well, David Beckham joins us now. What a match, David, but the first half must have been a shock to you.
It was. I think obviously we didn't start as well as we should have done. You know, I think maybe we was a little bit tired from the other night because it was a hard physical game the other night, and it took us time, you know, till the second half to get started.
Yeah. Now, I'm very interested to know what Sir Alex might have said to you at half-time. Was he nicely relaxed? Did he explain where you were going wrong?
He was actually quite relaxed, you know, believe it or not. You know, obviously he had a few words of every one of us because none of us were playing well. And he said, just get 1 goal and then, you know, take it from there.
How did you change things around? Did you change it tactically in any way for the second half?
Not really. We just felt that we should play the ball up to the front 2 a little bit quicker and get round them and And as I said, you know, once we got the first goal, we could take it on from there. You know, we've done this before. We've come from behind by a few goals before, and we knew, as I said, if we get a goal, then we carry on from there.
The nice thing for you personally is you're scoring, what's that, 5 so far this season? Isn't it top scorer?
Yeah, it's 5. Don't know whether I'm top scorer, but you know, it's always nice to get goals, and you know, it's extra nice today because I was getting a little bit of stick off Tottenham fans, so it was extra nice.
Yeah. Now you've got England coming up next week, of course. What are your thoughts looking forward to that?
Obviously, it's a massive game. You know, everyone knows that. You know, we've worked hard to get into the position where you know, we can win the group now and go straight through to the World Cup final. So we all know that, but we're not getting carried away yet.
Well, you thrilled us today. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Des.
Well, they were brilliant in the second half, but why do you feel, Terry, Spurs let it go like that?
Well, Spurs had to hold it for 10 minutes and disappoint them and maybe keep the ball, make them run. But they were stunning. I mean, they just forgot what was behind in the team. They went for the throat and they just couldn't handle it. And they caused them tremendous problems all over the field. They were excellent second half.
Despite all that brilliance, though, there's still a question mark, isn't there, about United's defence? Only 2 teams have conceded more goals in the Premiership.
Well, it seems hard to talk about that, but I must say that once you've won a game like that, you're inclined to forget it. But I'm sure Alex Ferguson won't. In the top of your picture, you can see Beckham marking Ziege, and all looks very well. They're not caught out. That's fine. But as Ronnie Johnson's getting back there, he doesn't retrieve his position back into the centre of defence. So he's drawn Blanc and Gary Neville forward and gives them marking problems. And there, all of a sudden, appears Ziege at the back post with Beckham trailing him, and he just heads it, which looks quite a simple goal to make it. That makes it 3-0. So here we can see what happens. The game goes ahead, as we saw it. Beckham in the pro zone here is marking Ziege, and as the game goes forward, Ziege just seems to go past him, catches David Beckham asleep. Gary Neville has to go to the centre of the field because he's got problems, and there it is. You can see it very plainly, and that's exactly what happened. He let him go. Again, ball comes in on the action. In comes Ziege without David Beckham being in the picture.
But as you said, the key really for United was that goal just a few seconds into the second half, wasn't it? Yeah,
well, if you reverse the situation, Man United now have got to get at them. They must score within 10 minutes to have enough time to put pressure on them. And you can see Scholes here slickly knocks the ball out to David Beckham, cool as you like. He's waiting for Gary Neville to come around the back of him. Passes a lovely ball into the box. Cole gets across to Rico of Tottenham. And there you are. It makes it 3-1. And not only do they do it within 10 minutes, they do it within 45 seconds. Again, you see Cole plays a beautiful ball, plenty of concentration, so that Silvestri just can plant that ball onto Van Nistelrooy's head. Again, that makes it 3-3. And game on with 20 minutes to go. Crossfield ball. Silvestri plays it into Scholes. He sucks 2 defenders on and knocks it off beautifully. Can Verón use his left foot? He certainly can. And there we got 4-3. And it's party time.
Sure is. Well, you were a tiny bit critical about Beckham not tracking back, but going forward, I mean, he ran the game for a long spell.
I thought everything was around him.
Yeah.
It was maybe he was angry with himself and he's going to make something about it. But here we see beautiful footwork from Solskjaer. He looks up and he cuts it back when everyone's running in. And there's David Beckham, just puts it down with his chest where he wants it and slams it home. And that makes it 5-3. Is he happy? Not muchy. Hey, thrilled to bits.
Interesting debut, John, for Dean Richards today. Scored the goal and then he's in the defence that concedes 5 goals.
Well, it was a fantastic first half performance. He scored the goal, made lots of defensive blocks, tackles. He was superb in the first half, but in the second half, he was nowhere to be seen because Manchester United overpowered them completely.
Sure.